Guests on FaceTime here on Catapult today in recent weeks, talking about animation, talking about filmmaking, talking about the creative industry and the potential Malaysia holds. But let's have a look in terms of how this industry actually stack up in the world itself. Have a look at this report right now.
The film animation industry is estimated to be about $250 billion US. The US leads the market for animation patents due to wide scope and demand for animation content and the presence of top industry players such as Disney and DreamWorks. But because of the huge demand for 3D animation across the globe, Malaysian companies have joined the fray. One such company is Catapult Studios of Kuala Lumpur, headed by CEO Ambrose Solomon, who has done work for both Hollywood and Bollywood animated movies.
Well, actually, I started my career in 1997. By then, I was working with a company called Pentamedia Graphics in India, and that company actually gave me a lot of opportunities to work in various Hollywood and Bollywood movies, and which got nominated for Oscars and other awards. And it is quite a kind of a different experience, like working with the Hollywood people, because they go really on a well-planned structure. So that gives us a different kind of an experience of how we work with them. Yeah.
So what is motion capture?
Now, motion capture is a technology where we use human beings to take information from them to do the animation. So it's a kind of it's a performance animation, like it's performance based. And this movie has been, this technology has been used in various movies like Avatar, King Kong, Planets of the Apes.
But most of the animation industry players such as Disney Enterprises Inc., DreamWorks, and Pixar are trying to grab a share of the market. How does Catapult Studios see itself against such big names?
As far as the Hollywood giants are concerned, we are a small dot in the paper. But what we are trying to achieve in the due course of time, or in another coming 5 years' time, is to at least to reach a 0.05% of what is the global market cap, which is about $250 billion. So we are trying to reach that, and we are working towards that. So I hope we'll be able to get that.
Innovative gaming techniques such as massively multiplayer online games and online role-playing games have given a new outlook to the gaming market. It is estimated that this market is worth some $500 billion US a year. How can Malaysian companies compete on a level playing field in this lucrative industry?
As far as Malaysia is concerned, pretty much technically speaking, we are getting closer to Hollywood. We have delivered Life of Pi, we have delivered Saladin. A lot of phenomenal efforts we have done. What I personally think is storytelling have to be redefined. They have to concentrate more on storytelling, because story is of the essence of whether you do it on a live or it is going to be on a animation or animated versions. So storytelling, they have to concentrate more on the storytelling, and we need to get script writers, we need to exchange a lot of talents, and at the same time we have to transfer of technology is needed, so we need to work on that.
But getting Malaysians to be competent in the world market requires depth and precision training. We spoke to Ms. Kavitha Jagannathan, a university lecturer who specializes in film animation.
Lacking today for the animation industry, if you see here, most of the students, they would like to become a good animator, okay, but the most important thing what they're lacking is they are very, they don't really have the acting skills and storytelling skills. So that is one of the major key factor which is really lacking. So they have to really come up with their storytelling, and then they need to brush up on their animation, acting, especially for acting. Most of the animators today, they have to attend acting classes. They should, either go privately or in schools. They should encourage acting. And then they actually, because in real, if you don't know what is, how is action, how's the motion of anatomy happens, then they can't really actually animate in a computer. So that is one of the lacking. And maybe also, I would say they need to, they have to actually benchmark themselves to the current Hollywood films and all that, to get some experience on how to gain more knowledge. They need to do a lot of R&D, which is lacking in current Malaysian education, if I say, because students are so oriented with assignments, they don't have the time much for research. So that is also one lacking thing.
Major driving force behind the animation market is government initiatives, but the gaming market is pulled up by greater penetration and accessibility to broadband internet. The lack of skills and piracy remain the restraining factors. Key issues in the industry today are consumers' shift from buying to renting and dropping prices due to the rise of freemium models. But what is clear is that the animation industry, both in the film and gaming sector, is growing exponentially. It's up to Malaysians to get prepared for this huge global pie that is expanding almost by each second that passes.
Well, it's fantastic to hear that out of the $250 billion industry, Malaysia is actually taking a cut of the cake. It's also good to note that Malaysian government under MDAT Pursuit has actually also tried to develop a lot of entrepreneurs in the area of animations.
That's right, and going on with regards to that, on the education side, believe it or not, from the guests which we had on FaceTime on Capital today, we actually have degrees and courses with regards to animation per se. And please do not think it's all about just cartoons or something very simplistic like you see when you were a kid, because this is big business. $250 billion is massive money, and of course Malaysia as well, especially in Cyberjaya, we have actually had the honor of being part of some big major Hollywood blockbusters like Transformers, The Life and Pi, and so on.
And Pacific Rim was actually
Pacific
one of
Rim
it, yeah.
as well. So it shows that in spite of the fact that we are just in Malaysia, it can still be a very lucrative industry because it's all about talent, it's all about having the right people in the right places, and of course, as we mentioned, in the borderless world, you can be working with studios in Hong Kong, in Bollywood, in India, as well as in LA itself.
That's quite true. And looking from an education perspective, I heard recently that MMU actually has a partnership with USC, which is University of South California, to actually have a lot of classes, well, degree courses, which are catered towards the animation and also filmmaking.
That's right, and that's good for all the Gen Ys and the new generation who is always interested in the creative side, and I think this is a perfect avenue, perfect platform, and of course this, as they say, can earn a very lucrative income for you if you have the skill and if you have the talent. So don't forget to actually explore this, especially if you're an aspiring animator yourself. Well, we're going to take another commercial break right now, but when we come back, we will have our capital profile to see which company we're going to highlight on Bursa Malaysia today. So stay tuned.